worry that there's not enough? That somehow you won't get your fair share? Hi, my name is David McLeod, and I'm your life mastery coach and creator and host of the Daily Affirmation program. Thanks for joining me for today's video presentation. Like a lot of people in this world, I've been unemployed on a number of occasions. And when that's happened, I have found myself worrying about having enough money to take care of all my expenses. As the length of my unemployment grew, I even remember worrying about being able to feed myself and my family. It was not a pleasant feeling, that's for sure. In my case, I had the feeling of helplessness, as if I was at the mercy of some power beyond me that I simply didn't understand. And while I was busy looking for a new job to replace the one I had lost, I also found that the passage of time had me thinking that there simply weren't enough jobs available, and certainly not the right kind of job for me. You know, when we're under stress of any kind, it's easy for us to slip into unproductive and unhelpful thinking patterns like this. Our ego minds, which are always looking for dangers for us to avoid, get into full-on babble mode and start chattering away about all the things that we're missing, all the things we're not getting because of our situation. And pretty soon, the chatter becomes very black and white with thoughts like these. If I don't get a job soon, I'm going to end up in a homeless shelter. I'm such a loser, there are absolutely no jobs for me, and my kids are all going to starve because of my incompetence. Even if I do get a job, it'll probably be totally unfulfilling. In fact, I'll probably end up working behind a McDonald's cash register for the rest of my life. Can you relate to any of this? Well, here's something else I learned. Every time I've ever had the experience of losing a job or finding myself in a difficult circumstance, I always ended up bouncing back in one way or another. As I look back at my life, I've never actually gone hungry or thirsty. I've never had to worry about shelter or warmth or clothing. No matter what was going on in my life, all of my needs have always been met. In other words, it turned out that my idea of not enough was completely false. In my experience, all the things I ever really needed always showed up sooner or later, and always long before I experienced any real suffering. In fact, as I look at it now, the only suffering I ever actually experienced was the suffering that was created by my fear-based thinking. This has been a wonderful learning experience for me because it has led me to understand that the universe, life itself, is always seeking to help me grow and prosper and evolve, no matter what my ego mind might be thinking about it. I believe that's true for you too. If you find yourself dwelling on the idea of lack, of insufficiency, of not enough, then I invite you to consider that you are merely experiencing fear. And it's a perfect opportunity for you to pause, take a breath or two, and feel into the fear to see if you can understand where it's coming from. In all likelihood, it's just a fabrication of your ego mind, in which case, you can simply reconnect to your loving soul and understand that you are loved and supported and taken care of. And from within that loving energy, you can choose to see and experience the abundance that is always available to you. This week, release your fear of not enough and reclaim your connection to endless abundance. Have a wonderful week.